What's going on? How many of you guys have oddball pets or unusual pets? Well, this video is about the Fahaka Puffer, which 4 years ago, I don't know how it is now, but 4 years ago, I couldn't find very much information on it because, I don't know, it's an obscure fish. And like a lot of the pets I have, there's not a lot of info on them because I do keep a couple obscure things. That's why I started this channel, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to make a Fahaka Puffer care video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's my favorite fish for sure, and aside from my dogs, it's my favorite pet, to be honest. So, sit back, enjoy the video. The Fahaka Puffer is a freshwater fish found all throughout Africa in lakes and rivers. Mine has outgrown its current tank, so I'm going to take you through the steps of setting up a whole new one. For substrate, I'll be using the Carib Sea Supernatural Sand in white. I really like this substrate because it's visually appealing and it works for the fish as they need a sandy bottom. The size of this tank is a 65-gallon bowfront, so I'll need quite a few bags. I'm aiming for about 3 to 4 inches deep so the fish can bury itself whenever it feels like it. And my helper looks on as I assemble the filter. As far as the filter goes, it is a Penplex Cascade 1000. It's good for up to 100 gallons, so a little over filtration doesn't hurt. If you're wondering why I chose this filter, it's because it had decent reviews and it was on sale. I couldn't pass up the deal. It wasn't too difficult to assemble. It took me maybe a half hour. I use a special professional technique to fill the tank up, my garden hose, and a pair of pliers. Since I bought so many bags of sand, there were a ton of those little pouches for clarifiers. Don't know if they work though. And after all the plants and a few danios, before I added the puffer, this is what it looked like. As far as the plants go, I chose A. Reinecke for the red color and the crypts for the foreground. For the background, I used the hairgrass and the Cuba, which they're all hard except for the Cuba, which I've been told is kind of tough to grow. And I did have on each corner, on the left and right side, some hygro angustifolia. And now, my little buddy has their new home. Quite a few of the plants have melted, but the Cuba's doing great, surprisingly, and it'll all bounce back. I did use a ton of root tabs, so in the long run, I think it'll be pretty lush. These can get almost up to 1.5 feet long, so eventually I will need a 100-gallon aquarium, or maybe even bigger, but for now, this 65-gallon is doing the trick. Their pH range is 6.5 to 7.5. These are super personal fish, and they definitely recognize their owners, and how do you not love those big blue eyes? I mean, there's not many fish like this you can keep in fresh water. Temperature-wise, between 75 and 80 Fahrenheit is great. Mine, I keep it around 78, 79. As far as diet goes, they're carnivores, primarily molluscivores, which means they eat a lot of snails. It's very important that they do eat a lot of snails because they have beaks, and if the beaks aren't rounded down by crushing the snails, then they can get long, and I don't want to think about that because from what I've been told, you have to file them down. I will say, there's nothing more satisfying than hearing a Fahaka Puffer crunch a snail. I mean, it's louder than you think it is. It's pretty cool. They're very messy eaters, which is another reason why you need great filtration and frequent water changes. Also, a lid is mandatory, as they can jump. You can get a pretty good look at their beak right here. As far as tank mates go, this is kind of a difficult one. There's no guarantee that the tank mates will survive. I keep ditherfish like danios and guppies just for the looks, and for the most part, it doesn't bother them. But anything they can eat, they probably will, so I wouldn't put anything in there that you really care about because it will end up being dinner. Also, they're pretty aggressive, so I'm pretty sure you can't keep two of them together. They'll probably end up killing each other. They need a sandy bottom, as they prefer to be hidden, and it makes them feel safe and secure. If you haven't figured it out by now, these are my favorite fish, and it's not even close. They're not that difficult to keep, but I would say they are for intermediate keepers because they do get big and they require a lot of upkeep, and their food, they do need the snails, but other than that, hey, try them out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope it was helpful, and here's some bonus footage of when the puffer was a little baby and I first got it.